Congratulations on the movie. And the original came out almost 40 years ago. No, it's more than that, 50 years
I think.
Almost 50 years ago. Why do you think this story keeps being are people still interested in this genre and this story?
I think the combination of the church and the devil is an irresistible one, a good and evil, and I think it's pretty universal. But and also, I do think that the Omen started something. So there's been a chain of movies that have kind of gone on from their general themes. So there's been a kind of connection, and it's kind of now it's been kind of consummated with the official prequel. But there's been a lot of movies that have kind of investigated the same area.
I think because when it was done originally, the first movie that came out, it was done beautifully. I mean, I'd argue it's kind of a perfect film, the original Omen. And people keep returning to it because there's so much more to be watched and to be seen and to kind of learn about the story. The story of this is kind of infinite. And I think people keep going back to it because it's a great story, and you really can't underestimate one great story told really well. And people will just keep coming back to it because they want to hear more. You know, we see it. That's why it spawned so many prequels and remakes and TV series, and
I think you used this kind of like sort of creepy kind of world working with M9 Shaman. And do you think did that kind of working relationship with him prepare you for this particular film?
It actually definitely did. Yeah, 100%. I always say I don't think I could have played Margaret in The Omen if I hadn't been Leanne in Servant, because I was 19 when I first did Servant and then finished when I was, in my early 20s, and it was kind of like I grew and I changed a lot. It was kind of like my uni, to be honest, a really weird university, and it got me ready. I think every role that I've done got me ready for the next one. So it was definitely a bit of a masterclass being around all of them.
Bill, apart from this, are you much of a fan of horror movies, or is it a genre that kind of sits sort of beside all of the other stuff that you're interested in?
It kind of sits beside, yeah. I don't seek them out. I'm not against horror, and I don't mind being frightened, although I'm not, it's not my first thing I reach for. But I like them. I mean, I think in the end, if a film's really good, it sort of transcends the genre, which is the holy grail. And there are movies that I would qualify as horror that I admire, but I just haven't investigated as much as Nell has.
Quite thoroughly. Quite thoroughly investigated.
What would you say was your favourite horror movie of all time, or even of the newer ones?
For me, it was always the original It.
Oh,
with Tim Curry. I'm terrified of clowns. Like, I'm absolutely terrified of them. So I just, as a really strange move as a kid, decided that I'd seek out the most terrifying clown film I could possibly get my hands on, and have subsequently done that into my adulthood, because I'm trying to conquer this fear. So I think if I see the scariest clown I can possibly imagine, then one day I'll be ready to fight it. It hasn't happened yet, but I'll let you know. But yeah, It with Tim Curry was my absolute favourite.
Well, apparently that's the best way of getting over phobia is to face it slowly.
I'm trying,
but surely. Can we talk about the costumes? Was it interesting to sort of find yourself in those costumes? Did that prepare you?
This one's for you for sure.
Well,
you've got the best costume.
Yeah, well, thank you. I was dressed by the Vatican tailor, so everything I'm wearing is the real thing. You go into this enormous room and they have all the purples and reds and golds and silvers, all those religious garments. And I have never played a clergyman of any kind before. Mm-hmm. So this is me. This is pioneering stuff for me. And yeah, it does help. Any costume helps. It informs the way you move. But in this case, obviously, as I'm playing a cardinale, it gives you some sense of that. It's a really, really primary source of inspiration.
Thank you so much both, and congratulations again on the movie, and wish you luck.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey You Guys!
I say. That's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey,